I'm invited to attend the session on the reputation. Is there a chance in the current world and reality to really manage the reputation? And this is a topic which I'm quite interested in. Corporate reputation is something which comes before you come in, actually. It's kind of, it accompanies the company even when you don't know this. It's combined from several factors like your history, your background, the experiences consumers have with your products, the way you react on some events, and most importantly, the way you react on some critical, tragic crisis events, probably. So it exists there without even you kind of being able to impact it these days. And what we are going to talk about, probably how dramatically this whole thing has changed nowadays, where we have this kind of famous digital era coming, and less impact we as communications people may have just trying to control it. It's just not possible these days, or trying to kind of manage it in a way. There is no way to manage it the way some guys in banking sectors before the crisis of 2008 were trying to manage the numbers. It's absolutely impossible these days. The role of communications professionals these days is changing dramatically. It's a step-up change in the business. We must be not just communications professionals, we are supposed to be business leaders, being professional in communications. We are supposed to be trusted advisors to our business heads, actually. And instead of going there in front of the general public and fighting and advocating for the business and trying to explain why we did these mistakes in the past or why we are doing it still in the current days, we're supposed to listen carefully, to hear what they say to us, to listen and talk, to talk to all of our stakeholders 360 degrees, and then come back to the business and really be able to fight internally, positively, to really make business understand what happens over there, what is expected from us as a business, so that we are able to leave our reputation, not to manage it. I wouldn't talk only Moscow, actually. I would do it bigger. Let's talk Russia today. And since you are in Russia, and I would say my real purpose of my life, something which I live with in all my communications, like 20 years of experience in the corporate world and in mass media, wherever I was working, the whole thing is about, let's try and make Russians fall back in love with our country again. So if you guys, if we are together as communications people, as somebody who is supposed by nature to be charismatic, powerful, influential, really bright, can help our people, those who live here today, those who actually plan for their future in this country, can help them unlock this whole thing about really, loving their country. Something like, help Russians or make Russians fall back in love with our country again. There are a lot on my mind, but I wouldn't name these names, actually. I would say this is everyone, in a way. Everyone who is today sitting in digital space, discovering some bad things about some people and sharing it widely, because these days we know a lot of things on our deputies of State Duma, and all of them are actually about the reputation, by the way. By doing this, these guys, the small guys, actually, they are not communications professionals, but they're just very genius people who really take care, about the country, about the future, about the values. By doing this, they really try to influence the situation and try to help those guys live by their values and be honest. As part of the global company, yes, I'm supposed to be at least half, or we have actually a formula. We should be 30% global and 70% local. And I am absolutely, I think, in line with this formula. Because yes, I feel a part of a bigger team. I am absolutely in line with the global agenda for our company, but majority or most of things which I'm doing really in Russia are, you know, quite local, and this is something which adds a lot of value to the global agenda as well.